It's Yaza here with FreeBellyDanceClasses.com. So I am answering somebody's question. She said, Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. She said that she has a hard time doing certain moves the same way on both sides. Well, first of all, join the club, sweetheart, because all of us do. So there's nothing absolutely wrong with you. Because we tend to think that, you know, but no, not really. It's like being right-handed. You can only write with your right hand versus your left hand and vice versa. You know, our body, our entire body is exactly the same way. You know, we practice one side more than we do the other. And so when we have always one side that is longer than the other, you know, our legs are longer on one side than the other, our arms are longer on one side than the other. And, you know, with practice and with using your body in general, you kind of get to know which side is longer and which one is not, which one is stronger, which one is not. But it is very normal to feel out of balance on one side, and that you're more flexible on one side, but you're more stronger on the other side. And by the way, a lot of times when you find that you can do one move better on one side, it doesn't mean that you're stronger on that side, or it doesn't mean necessarily you're flexible on that side. It could mean one, but not necessarily the other, okay? What I mean by that is you could, like, for example, for me, my left side is much more flexible. I can do things with it all the way out. I have much more, I can extend my motion a little bit more on my left side than I can do on my right side. But does that mean that my left side is stronger than my right side? I don't think so, okay? I am I'm more flexible on my left, but I'm actually more coordinated on my right, but I'm actually more stronger on my left. So, I mean, I know that it sounds all complicated, and I can go into it actually scientifically as to why we are this way for hours and hours and hours, but it's something definitely to be aware of, and maybe we can talk about in the future. But just to get back to your question, first of all, as I said, it's normal. You're gonna feel like certain moves are easier done on one side than the other, and that's totally normal. How to fight it, this was your other part of your question, is how to fix that. Well, you will never fix it to the perfection level where like both sides will be completely the same unless you spend hours and hours and hours in your day working that, what you call your weak side. I don't call it necessarily weak, I just, you know, as I said, depends on the move you're talking about. It could be either weaker or less flexible, or you're less coordinated on that side. It could be different reasons as to why that side doesn't work for that specific move. But what to do, I think there's only one only one solution, and it's practice, really. And that brings me up, honestly, to the idea that I always just have a hard time when I see like a lot of students, you know, when they're in classes or they're new to belly dancing or they're new to performance in general, is that they really favor that one side all the time. And obviously they're favoring the side that is, you know, the stronger side, you know, and it's normal, you know, we all do. I always favor my left side because I like it, I'm stronger there, I'm more flexible there, yes, so I'll favor it for performance. But for practice, don't. And as much as I say that, I will always be wrong also, because it's just human nature to just always work more to one side that is stronger. Not only that, but if you find yourself also performing a lot, you're gonna also find obviously yourself using that side more. So eventually, you know, by the time you're gonna be like a pro best belly dancer in the world, even, you're still gonna be stronger on one side than the other, more flexible, or, you know, just have more coordination on one side than the other. It's never gonna go away. But if you practice the opposite side, as much as you practice the stronger side, you will eventually get a better movement that ends up at least to the point where you look balanced on both sides. And I think that's the most important thing, is to look balanced. So like when you're doing a piston drop, for example, you don't look like you're going all the way out on this side and then you're doing this on this side. You want to be definitely able to look balanced, okay? But if you stop and think about it, you're still going to have one side that's stronger. So the strength is not going to go away, the flexibility is not going to go away, and the coordination is not going to go away from one side of your body for different moves that you're going to be practicing, but you can definitely focus on practicing the other side. So like when you do things like, let's say for example, hip drops, well, don't just do them on the left side always. Always make sure you switch back to the right side. And you guys notice I do that a lot when we practice our different moves and combos, and when we do our workouts. I always make sure that we move from one side to the other side and try to keep them even. That's the other thing too, is because a lot of times we spend like a minute on the left side and half a second on the other one, and that's not fair. You gotta make sure you're working evenly, okay? So I really think that's like the biggest secret to it all. You know, to evening out both sides, where you can be able to do some moves that look balanced on both sides. You're not gonna fix, you know, the issue with the different sides. It's gonna be there forever, but you can definitely help bring them to a certain balance level for when you're doing, especially moves where you're facing your audience from the front and you have to look like both sides are doing the same move evenly. Okay? So practice, practice, practice both sides, and please, if you're stronger on the left side, never forget your right side and vice versa. As I said, there's a whole different explanation as to why it is that way, and we can go into it in detail another time. But for now, that's all you gotta do. You know, you just practice both sides as much as you can, and don't beat yourself for it. It's gonna be like that for a long time and forever, in fact. So enjoy practicing the weak side, even though you feel awkward. And I will see you next time. You guys always feel free to ask me questions. I might not answer your emails right away because I get hundreds and hundreds of emails. But if I see like a question that comes up a lot and a lot of people have trouble with, I will always put a video and answer everybody. That way we can move on from that question and hopefully not get the same question asked all over again. But I always read your emails. I always listen to your questions. And just because of the volume of the questions and emails, I don't get to them right away. But I will eventually answer you. I never ignore you. So feel free to ask me anything you want and email me anytime. My email address is tiaza@tiaza.com. You can also email me on the YouTube channel, but it's better to email me personally, and always comment on the videos, because that is where the community of our followers and the community of people that are learning belly dance around the world help each other as well. So if you guys ask a question as you comment on the YouTube channel, somebody else has the answer before I get to it, because I get too many comments and questions, and somebody else will be able to help you. So I think commenting either on the website, freebellydanceclasses.com posts, or on the YouTube channel is the best way to get your answer right away. So I'll see you next time. Keep on dancing. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.